episode number 8. I am your host, Katie, and this is my YouTube channel where I talk about predominantly crafts, so I kind of fill you in on some other things I've been up to, life updates and other crafts and things, books, etc. So if you want to hear what I've been up to, get comfy, grab your drink. Today I've got my Doctor Who mug with some yummy coffee. And I thought I'd update everyone, the interwebs, on what I've been up to in the past couple of weeks. Let's address the elephant in the room, because I know it's pretty obvious. I got my hair done last Thursday, 2 Thursdays ago, on the 10th. I had a week off, and I just wanted to dye my hair. This was my birthday present from my boyfriend. He offered if this is what I wanted, and so I went and got it done. It took all day, and I'm thrilled with the results. I am getting used to having darker hair. It's a little odd for me, so it's still very much like, oh wait, is that really my head? But I really like it. I like having fun and funky colored hair, and you know what? Why not, right? I think it's so much fun. So yeah, a little bit of a tangent, but I thought I'd just mention this right off the bat because it looks so much different. And you know, I find like when I have darker hair in general, not even just like bright colors or, you know, funky fashion colors, like I have to do my makeup differently, like the colors, like darker blush and stuff like that. So it's kind of an adjustment period, but I love it. I think it's fabulous. The girl did a fantastic job. I'm just there is an adjustment period for sure. So without any further rambling, that is the first update. Let us just get in. I've got my notes in front of me, so I want to make sure that I don't get too off track or miss anything. So so I do not have any finishes. Of any kind. I find that I'm learning that not wanting to fully finish things is definitely very common, because I want to just move on to some other craft to keep my hands busy, and another project that I have in the wings, and turning something into a biscornu or a pillow isn't as fun to me. So it's kind of like a little bit of an epiphany I had fairly recently. So yes, whips. Get my bag. Move this around here. As always, I'm going to be starting off with cross-stitch projects, and I know I'm very predictable, but this is just the easiest way for me to structure things. So, vintage simplicity shouldn't be no surprise at this point. So here she is. I finished in, let me get it closer to the camera on this side. Yeah. I refilled in quite a lot of the coral dress here. I'm back up to about where I was before I frogged everything the last time, and have determined that I'm not doing that much frogging again. It really wasn't worth it, in my opinion. No one would know. And it's not too hard or too bad to fudge. So I am getting pretty close to the edge of this hoop here. So a little bit more fill in. And then I'll start on the third girl here before I really am forced to move my hoop, which should be interesting because this hoop has been on here and has not moved hardly at all since 2021 when I started this. So yeah. For details, this is the Vintage Simplicity kit from Dimensions. I picked it up from a craft store. Came with all of the threads. I don't think they're DMC. I think it's Dimensions' own brand, if I understand correctly. But very, very similar. I really can't tell a difference in the feel, the hand of the floss at all. So, I'm pretty pleased with the progress on this. I enjoy it very much, and I think it's going to look just great. Okie doke. Next is Happy Summer from the Frosted Pumpkin, and I've really been enjoying working on this. It's just they're pretty much my favorite designer. I have a bunch that I just love, but there's something special about these. This is Happy Summer, and look at it. It's ready for summer, and I'm pretty sure I want to finish this into a little pillow. I do know how to sew basic things, so I have friends that are more expert than me that I can probably beg to help. But I think if I backed it with a really cute beach print, I would just, that would be so amazing. I'm really looking forward to it. This guy is a little sand dollar. So since I last checked in, I filled in the second flip-flop and did a couple of these little green star-like doodads, and I did the back stitching on the sand dollar. So I'm going to finish up the sand dollar. I'm probably going to take this to the pool when I'm done here. It's a gorgeous Saturday here, and I really want to make progress on this. I am, according to Pattern Keeper, about 60, almost 65% done with this project. So I'm very much enjoying working on this one. And we'll probably pick up another Frosted Pumpkin pattern when I'm done with this one that's more fall themed. I know I have some. So yeah, it's coming along great. It just is so happy. I am definitely one of those endless summer type people. I don't like the cold. I don't want the summer to end. I like the hot. I know, I'm probably crazy, but that's how it goes. Move that out of the way. Those are the only two cross stitch things I have worked on in the past 3 weeks, I believe, since it's the last video. I had intended to work on Tonight We Ride on the 13th of August, but I was very tired. We had, I was off that whole week, and it was very busy. We did a lot of things and activities, and I really thought I was going to get more crafting in than I did, but it was just so many other things planned. My boyfriend and I went up to Gatlinburg, Tennessee. We went to Dollywood and rode some rides, some roller coasters, and then in neighboring Gatlinburg was where our hotel was, and so we just kind of had some touristy things. It's very beautiful up there, and the coolest part for me was, maybe I'm very easily amused, but there was a bear, a black bear, in the parking lot of our hotel. We were very high up on the 13th floor, so at first we thought it was just a large dog, but once we looked closer, it was a black bear, and we're pretty sure they were looking for food. It looked like it was very comfortable being around people and cars to see if they had food. So I was a little sad for them because that doesn't usually end well, them being too comfortable around people. But it was a cool encounter from very far away and safe. So that kind of was the highlight of the trip, honestly. That makes it sound like I didn't have fun, but I really did. It was such a nice retreat. The Smoky Mountains are absolutely beautiful. I'd love to see them in the fall. And Dollywood is, Dolly Parton is just a treasure. I love her so much, so going to Dollywood was a great experience. I highly recommend it if you can make it down there. We go to a lot of theme parks, and I think as far as our interactions with the people who worked there and the attendees, was some of the best. Everyone was so nice. Really excellent experience. You should definitely check it out if roller coasters are your thing. So that was quite a tangent and a long roundabout way of saying that I had a busy week that week and didn't get as much crafting as I would have liked, but it was okay because I did do lots of other fun things, like getting my hair done and going to see the Barbie movie. That was really fun as well. I meant to see it sooner, and things just kind of fell apart, and so we saw it. Actually saw it on my birthday, so it was super fun. So again, tangent. That was all of the cross stitching that I've done since my last update, and so let's move into the knitting projects. And hold please. Got it. Okay. So, this was my car project. It is the $5 in Paris raglan pullover from Anna Malashevsky. And I did get a bit done in the car to and from Gatlinburg. I did also sleep quite a bit. And I hate to say it, but I believe I'm going to be ripping back this gray. This gray, because the join between the green stockinette, and I don't know if I'll be able to show this, and it looks super like stretched. Between the gray ribbing and the green stockinette is not as smooth and seamless as I would like, and I'm not sure why, because the color ribbing down into the gray stockinette or green stockinette is beautiful. It looks really good, if I do say so myself. And I don't understand what I did differently, because I looked over the pattern and there were no different instructions going from this to this, or from the stockinette into the ribbing. So I'm gonna have to do some research and figure out why. So that is a little bit of a setback, but I think, I know I said I shouldn't make predictions on like this is gonna be done soon, but I'll say by the end of the year, and it doesn't even get that cold in Georgia until like end of December anyway. I'm curious. I love Doctor Who. I think it was a fantastic show. Who is your favorite Doctor? I love David Tennant, the 10th Doctor. I absolutely adore him as an actor and his other roles as well. And so a lot of people have very strong opinions on the Doctor. So I'm curious to know, who is your favorite Doctor and why? Okay. So I'm learning a lot of new things these days with my crafts, and it's really been great. It really, these projects really do sustain me when I sign off for work after a very mind-numbing day, and they just bring me joy. So I hope your projects do too. I'm gonna reach and grab the other knitting project. So I do have a new start in knitting, and I mentioned this last time in my plans, and this is my start for Sharon on the Trail from Casa Pinka. So it looks kind of funny. It looks like a little bitty baby like washcloth or something. So this was clue 1, and it's curling quite a lot. I am going to take a picture of this pinned and stretched out a little bit so you can see this really nice kind of lacy stitch. I think it looks so good. And as far as learning new things, this will be the next step. I think this MCAL is almost over. I think all the clues have been released at this point. If not a few more to go. But the next step is going to be from picking up, from the bind off edge, picking up stitches along this edge here, and then going this way up. I haven't seen pictures yet. I've looked at the schematics and stuff from the clues that I've downloaded. So I haven't been spoiled or anything. And this yarn is the Caroline base from Miss Babs. It's a merino cashmere nylon in like a pink fade. I had kind of considered flipping these two colors, but I'm not undoing this. There's no. But I think this looks fine. I don't think it bothers me too much to really need to switch them, but I adore this yarn. It is so soft. It really, especially this color, is like even more soft, but I'm really a fan of this base of yarn. It's delightful. A little bit bougie. All right, guys, that is it for fiber arts. Backs are falling over there. So those are all the fiber arts I've worked on. I have not diamond painted at all, I think, in the entire month of August, and probably the back end of July. And I need to rectify that. I do have some goals regarding that I'm going to get to shortly. But there is one more project that I did work on I'm going to talk about a little bit, and that is my book nook model. It's supposed to be like you put it on your bookshelf and it looks like a little alleyway between buildings in a quaint little town. And this is how you would look at it, your view from the shelf. I'm going to turn it so you can see the real view. This little coffee shop. It's got a menu and everything. And so I'm going to show this. It just looks like a quaint little place. Like, I would love to live here. And then last time I worked on it, I added in the battery pack and some of the wires and this little lamp, which was a little, I have never done that before. So I really hope it actually turns on later. I did have a concern because as I was shoving cables through this little hole to the back so you don't see them, that the plastic coating on this guy came all the way off. You can see there's something on the tip there. No, you can't. So I am a little bit anxious about that portion of the project. I've never done anything electrical yet, and I'm going to want it to work, so we'll see how that goes. I'm trying to pull that into the rotation more. It's been sitting on my dining room table for months, so I just need to work it in. So that is all of the whips. Let me see what else. All right, let's talk about plans next. Sit. I should get a napkin. So, one of my plans is to finish my current diamond painting. The stretch goal would be by October 1st, which would be quite a stretch. I would probably have to be monogamous on that. It's it's August 19th, so if I really focused all the way through September, I would really have to push it to finish it by October 1st for Drills and Chills. If it happens, great. If not, I'm not going to worry about it. I do think I can get it done by December 1st. I do think that is reasonable and doable, because I also have a Christmas themed diamond painting that I want to start for Winter with DAC. I think that event is still happening, so I want to do that painting next regardless, but it's another big one, so I maybe need to have like a break in between on like really big diamond paintings. But we'll see what happens. Okay, so my next plan is to start the Grandpa Cardigan by Joji Locatelli. If you don't, you should sign up for her newsletter. She'll send out coupon codes and kind of new pattern updates and things like that. And so her patterns are 25% off until the end of August 31st. So I'm going to buy the Grandpa Cardigan, and I will insert a picture here of that sweater. It's so cute. It's got cables and like chunky buttons and like a shawl collar, and I think it will be so cozy for the fall and winter. As I've mentioned, it doesn't get super cold here, but I just love the look of it with the cables, and it looks the coziest, I think. And I recently bought a sweater quantity of a teal yarn. It's called the River Anduin from Treehouse Knits. That is a pre-order, so it's going to be a while because they're all like dyed to order while she's having her shop open. I ordered the yarn for the grandpa cardigan. I originally was going to do a different pattern because I was kind of anxious about one of the aspects of the grandpa cardigan. It has set-in sleeves, and for some reason I thought that was going to be really hard and difficult, but talking to some knitting friends, they were just like, it's nothing to worry about, not a big deal. It's doable, and I can always ask them and other people for help. So I was being silly as usual, and so I have some patterns that I'll have to figure something else out for. What a shame. And then I think I might put in another order with Treehouse Yarns before her shop pre-orders close, because there's another colorway that's a green that is just absolutely gorgeous. I want to get it in the tweed. It's called, I swear we've seen this tree before. It's from her Stranger Things update, and I'll put pictures of the teal and the green yarns here. I can't afford another sweaters quantity of this yarn, but I think I will get probably 2 skeins and do a hat and like a scarflet of some kind. I have a little pattern for, it's like a bow scarflet thingy. Should be real cute. So that's what I plan to do. Hopefully I don't miss the window for that. And so there's a cabled hat pattern that I want to do. It's called Lake Reed, and I did not write down the name of the designer, but I'll put it there. And as always, I'll insert pictures of all the things in the links of the patterns, etc. So that is all of my plans. That should keep me pretty busy till a very long time. You know. Here, it dripped. Okay. That is all for craft plans, crafting anything. And I haven't played any Zelda at all. And this happened with the last Zelda game, but I swear this time is going to be different. So I will play some this weekend. I'm going to have to pencil it in. It's a fun game. I really do like it. I just, ADHD, I get hyper focused on something else, and it just goes out of my brain. So the only other thing I wanted to talk about was books. Last time we chatted, I was in the middle of reading Passenger by Alexandra Bracken, and I finished it. I finished that book, I don't know what day I finished it. It doesn't matter. I finished that book, and so I guess for my review, I'd give it like 3 stars. It was good. I enjoyed it. It was an interesting premise. It's kind of unlike any other sort of time travel series concept that I've read or seen before. It is kind of slow, I will say. That was the one criticism that I had heard. It was just kind of hard to get through. And I agreed. It was still good, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was cool. So yeah, good, not great. I'd say 3 stars. And then what I'm reading right now, I'm rereading the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series. The author, Rick Riordan, has a new book coming out on September 26th. And it's called The Chalice of the Gods. And I will be buying that. And so I am rereading the original series to refresh my my memory of the stories and everything. And they are so good. I know they're for kids. Technically, they're kind of middle grades, but I think anyone, any age group can read them. They're so fun and so good, and There some really good memories wrapped up in those books. And I did meet the author once at a book signing down here. And I just, his books are always like an automatic buy for me. They're always a good fun, not too, I don't read these books to think a ton. You know, it's a good fun time, and I think they're great. Um, I'm not a book reviewer for a reason. Obviously, the New York Times would just not want to deal with me at all. So yeah, if you haven't read that series, or maybe you think your kids might want to read that series, I highly recommend them. I think they're cute as can be, and they're not problematic. I don't think. I would love to hear what other people think about them, of course, and I can go read reviews as well. So I do want to show you my book haul that I recently did, and this stack of books. I'm gonna drop it. Look at this. This is 2 bookstores worth, just about. So, this, my birthday was on the 12th, and one of the used bookstores near me, Second and Charles, was having a pretty good sale. It was a penny a page on used books. So, I took advantage. I had store credit. I was feeling impulsive. It was my birthday. I was riding high on the caffeine. And so I got a bunch of books. This top one was a gift from a friend. This is not part of the used bookstore haul. So I just want to talk about this. And I don't know anything about this. It's called The Other Merlin. And one of my book-loving friends, she was a bookseller for many years. So she knows about these. And I don't know anything about this, but I do know I love Arthurian legends. They're some of my favorites. And this should be a pretty quick read, I think. I think this would be a good pool/beach read. So that's definitely going in my pool bag when I'm done here. 100%. I guess I should edit first before I go to the pool. Or no, maybe I should go to the pool before the sun goes down. First. Avoiding responsibility since 1987, folks. All right, okay. So I'm going to go through these pretty quickly. I don't know a ton about each and every book, so I can't really give a synopsis, but they are books that I've had on my to-be-read list for a while. So we'll just quickly go through the rest of these. So this one came highly recommended. It's Lore by Alexandra Bracken. And I guess I'm really on a mythology kick right now because Percy Jackson kind of started that, but this is more adult, I believe. But guessing this is about Medusa. So heard really good things about this. It was a great deal. Stay tuned for reviews for all of these. It will take me a good while to get through these, to be sure. But I have been on a little bit more into reading than I usually am. Usually it's all about the cross-stitching. All right, and this is Hellbent by Leigh Bardugo. She also wrote the Grishaverse series, the Shadow and Bone series that was also made into a Netflix show. This is more like urban. It's actually horror. The cover is a little. I don't love that cover. That's kind of gross. This is a sequel to Ninth House. I have not read Ninth House yet. I was looking for a copy of Ninth House at the used bookstore, but they didn't have any that I wanted to buy. There's one that had like 8 million page flags and annotations all through it. And I didn't want to read that. So I'll get it another day. Okay, and the next one is, so this one I heard a lot about when it first came out. It's Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. And someone told me that this was like a very cozy, I think someone said this was like Gilmore Girls-esque, but I think I might be mistaken that this was the one they were talking about. but I've heard amazing things about it. I think it's a duology. I can't wait to start this one. This has kind of been high up on the list. Heard really, really good things. Okay, next I got The Days of Blood and Starlight by Lonnie Taylor. This is the sequel to Daughters of Smoke and Bone, which I own but have not read yet, so I just grabbed it. Yeah, I'll update when I read that one. That was the one bookstore. No, wait. This one also came from the first bookstore. This is Leviathan by Scott Westerfield. It's a steampunk. If you can't tell from the picture, oh yeah, that looks really cool. It's like a steampunk, not steampunk, adventure. It came highly recommended from my one friend who reads more than anyone I've ever met. And I have read, he also wrote the Uglies series. It's like Uglies, Pretties. I did read those back in high school. They didn't age very well, in my opinion. They were entertaining though. So I do enjoy a lot of steampunk writing. So I went ahead and grabbed this. And I think it looks really good. Okay, and then I went directly to another bookstore near my house because I have no impulse control. And I got the next two books, I think. Although there is some question on the order in which these books are to be read, which very much confuses me. So I've never had to do so much research on a book series, and which order to read them in. Because apparently, this one, there's Throne of Glass, and then apparently this one's a prequel, and then this one. But some people say you don't have to do that, or you do them in tandem, and I've never done that before. If anybody has an opinion on the order in which these books should be read, let me know, because I'm clueless. I do like I liked the first book. I thought it was pretty entertaining. And then this is from the same author who wrote A Court of Thorn and Roses, and I'm probably going to pick up the next book in that series soon too, because buying books and reading them are very separate hobbies. Okay, and last but certainly not least, I got Fourth Wing. I had to. The used bookstore had, like, this was like the last one they had. It doesn't have the sprayed edges, which I'm not upset about. I've seen them pictures of the sprayed edges and they look cool, but not that cool in my opinion. I'll try harder next time, I suppose. So yeah, everyone's talking about Fourth Wing. People are losing their damn minds over this book. And of course, I have to know. I can't see this all over my feed and not know what the fuss is about. So, I got it. It's not used. It was from the used bookstore, but they do sell new books as well. So, this was the last one they had, and I grabbed it. So, that is going to keep me entertained for quite a while. Yeah, I couldn't be happier. I had an excellent birthday. It was fantastic. I've been really enjoying all of my crafts and, interacting with people through YouTube and Instagram and Twitch about the crafting and everything. So, it's just been a really, really good time, and this has been so good for my mental health to do all these crafts and to sit here and talk to you guys about it. I just have so much I want to share and want to say, but I know I'm going to go off on like a bizarre tangent if I keep going. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and seeing kind of all the things that I've been up to, and thank you if you've made it this far. I really appreciate it. I know I tend to be a little chaotic, but you know, that's how I am. I'd really appreciate it if you would consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. That way you won't miss any new videos and updates. And I look forward to catching up with you guys in the next video soon. I hope everyone has a lovely weekend.